Hi there, and welcome to my 12 noon nutrition talk. Today I'm going to be discussing high blood pressure and what you can do right now to make some changes in your daily intake. Is your blood pressure 130/80 or higher? Guess what? If it is, you're right in there with 85 million Americans who also live with high blood pressure on a daily basis. Hi, I'm Kim Lucard. I'm a peak performance dietitian. I'm a sports dietitian, and I have been teaching nutrition for close to 20 years now. And I'm thrilled to be giving you this information straight from my little kitchen in Greenville, North Carolina. So if you're watching me live and you have some questions, you can type them into the chat box and I'll be able to see. If not, you can pause this video because I'm going to keep it in my Kim Lucard RD Facebook group. Go back and take notes and start taking steps today. I have worked with people from 8 years old all the way up to in their 90s. I was a dietitian for a local nursing home, a retirement home for over 2 years, and I helped many individuals there make changes. I've also taught and still teach at the local university in town, and I've had students make dietary changes just from taking my nutrition classes. And yes, students that are only 18, 19, and 20 years old come into my class with pre-hypertension or even on hypertensive meds. So it's a serious thing, and I hope that today's short talk, I'm going to try to keep it to 10 minutes, helps you. So 85 million Americans live with high blood pressure. This is a problem because when you take in too much salt, your body, your kidneys can't keep up with it. So your body's going to hold on to more water, and more water in your body means more blood volume, and more blood volume sends your blood pressure up. And day in and day out, over time, this could result in a high blood pressure reading at your doctor's office, and they most likely will start to monitor you. But fear not, you can grab control of what's going in your mouth, because what you put on your plate and what you drink is either going to help you build your health, or it's going to start disease or feed a disease that's already happening. 75% of the sodium that we all eat is actually in packaged foods. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. A lot of times you think, well, I'm not adding salt to my food. I don't have a salt shaker on my table, so I must be doing well. Well, the RDA is only 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day for adult Americans. That equals 1 teaspoon. And when you look at that, I got my salt right here. And by the way, table salt is 40% sodium and 60% chloride. And those are needed in our body, but not in excess. So here's what 1 teaspoon of salt looks like, poured in my hand. It makes about the size of it. Can you see it? It makes about the size of a quarter. And that's all we need in a day. So let's take a look at first a few things that you might see on the food label. A low sodium food. Low sodium food is going to be a food that is 140 milligrams of sodium or less per serving. So when you look at the food label, go straight down to where it says sodium, and if it's 140 milligrams or less, it's considered a low sodium option that you could add to your daily meal plans, your meals or your snacks. Then if a product is labeled 35 milligrams or less per serving, that's a very low sodium choice. 5 milligrams or less is going to be labeled as sodium free. Now where I find people get hung up is when they see reduced sodium items. This happened just 2 days ago when I was walking down the international section. I was looking for some Rotel or some fajita mix or something for my house, and I saw this young couple debating about whether they should get the package of seasoning that was reduced sodium or the other package, and I just had to butt in, and I try not to, but every now and then I'm just overwhelmed that I have to offer a little bit of help. And I said, you know, it really doesn't matter. Look at the back. And they saw that there wasn't a huge huge difference. So when a product is labeled as reduced sodium, first, that does not mean it is low sodium. What it means is it's 25% less in total sodium per serving than the original product. So I did some math, and yes, I do have some notes off to the side here to help me out. And if you say you like soup, a lot of my older folks loved soup. It was simple, it was warm, they kept it in their cottage. And let's look at Progresso. This is straight out of my cupboard, and it's Progresso Minestrone that one of my sons likes. Now, this contains 2 cups. So if you eat 1 cup of this Progresso soup, you are only taking in 100 calories. However, you're taking in 690 milligrams of sodium. That is quite high. That is almost 1/3 of the sodium. Well, maybe, yeah, little less than 1/4 of the sodium that you need for the day. Now, if this product was labeled, if this product was labeled 25% reduced sodium, it would still have 517 milligrams of sodium in it. So not a low sodium choice. So that's a big take-home message that I want to drive home today, is that if you're trying to reduce the sodium in your diet, when you go shopping, don't assume from this day forward that something that's reduced, 25% reduced sodium, is actually going to be a low sodium choice. It's not. It's just got a little bit less in it. Now, some products that you might be surprised that have sodium in them, because remember I said 75% of the sodium that we take in each day comes from packaged products and processed foods, like our milk, all right? So here's some whole organic milk that I have in the house. 1 cup, and just look right here on your food label, 1 cup contains 105 milligrams of sodium. Now, if you like almond milk, which I do, some original almond milk, this contains more, 140 milligrams of sodium per cup. And then if you like some half and half in your coffee, yes, I do, there is 25 milligrams of sodium in 2 tablespoons. So if you use just 1 tablespoon, you can vary the amount. So it's always important to check the amount of sodium on your packaged food, but also double check the serving sizes. For instance, you like ginger snaps? Well, 5 ginger snaps is going to give you 160 milligrams of sodium. And then I have a friend who absolutely loves goldfish, and obviously my sons do, that's why I have such a large size here. 55 goldfish is a serving. It fits in a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and that amount provides you with 250 milligrams of sodium. So if you're someone who doesn't measure your goldfish and you really love them, like my friend does, and you just pour it out in a bowl and you sit there and you're at work, or you're working on something at home, or maybe you're watching TV and the game gets a little bit more exciting and you find that you've eaten a whole cup, well, that's 500 milligrams of sodium already. So these are just some normal products that you might have in your house. Now, one thing you can do to help, canned foods keep longer. I love making homemade hummus. So here is a can of chickpeas. So a can of beans like this contains 330 milligrams of sodium. So what I can do, and what I encourage you to do, is open it, drain it, put it in a colander, and rinse it with water. Now, you're not going to make all the sodium go away, because these little beans and these legumes in here have been taking a bath in sodium water for a long time. But you are going to reduce the sodium by about 40%, maybe 35%. So it's worth taking the time to pour these out, drain them, and rinse them. Same goes with some canned potatoes. Any canned product that you buy that's not labeled low sodium or reduced sodium, if you're just buying the regular store brand product, open them up, put them in your colander, drain them, and rinse them with water before you cook them in water that salt's not added, and you'll be making a reduction in the sodium that's in these products. Now, some sodium-free products that you could have in your house. I have oatmeal. I love to put just plain old generic oatmeal. I put about a third or a fourth of a cup in my smoothies in the morning. I let it sit for a while and I blend it up. That adds nice soluble fiber to my smoothies, which is good for my heart health, and also adds some protein to my smoothies. And then we have some bare naked granola that my son loves to add to his, he makes frozen fruit bowls instead of ice cream, and he uses frozen blueberries and strawberries and then a fresh banana, and he blends it all up and he tops it with some more fresh fruit and then some granola, and this is completely sodium free, a big old 0 on the back. And last but not least, let's talk about some high sodium foods that I have in the house, and you might have soy sauce. Soy sauce is literally liquid salt. So if you are using it, just know that 1 tablespoon is going to come with 920 milligrams of sodium in it. So if you're using this, it might be a good idea to get the reduced sodium soy sauce and look at the numbers and see if it makes a big dent or not, or use it, don't use it every day. Small changes add up over time, and I hope this has been beneficial to you all. If you're familiar with the Dine Around project, you know how local schools can say, we're having a Dine Around and a certain percentage of what you donate goes to that school. Well, what I've decided to do with this Facebook page for the month of March is to take donations and give all of it to my son's theater program. I found out, it's in a public school, I found out last night that it's all parent supported and community supported. So I thought, well, hey, you know, maybe I can give it a try. So the Shop Now button on my Facebook page is not a Shop Now. When you click on it, it takes you to my donation page, and I will show you all the check that I get when I donate it to his theater program. It's J.H. Rose High School's theater program. So I hope you would consider supporting them. Their spring production is Legally Blonde. And if you'd like to contact me about working with you one-on-one to make some changes in your meal plan, you can email me at kimlucardrd@gmail.com or just message me right here on Facebook. Go make it a great day. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me. Bye-bye.